They got Iran focused on oil, they got Iran focused on economy, they got Iran changes its focus. Its focus on what it has been doing right. You ever heard of Jihad Sazandegi? That's jihad reconstruction. It's been here for over 40 years after the revolution. That's construction jihad. Do you know how many dams they built in Iran? Iran is a lot of Khabar desert. They've built hundreds of dams. Jihad reconstruction. Jihad Sazandegi. That's what they've done. So Iran has already mobilized. When you look down, Iran is a miracle of stability. It's a miracle. Iran is the safest country in that area. You can go out and walk anytime you want at night. There ain't nobody gonna blow you up. And all the problems in the world, the Zionists created them. The Americans created them. The Saudis created it. Daesh, all those people. They got to focus on that. Well, while we're trying to reconstruct our society. So Iran can, resistance economy means you can focus on agriculture. You can focus on all those things, developing your own export economy from inside. See, you know why Iran is so stable now? It's because it's been isolated from the main economy, right? And it had to develop on its own. Saudi Arabia don't produce anything. Kuwait don't produce anything. None of the Gulf states produces anything. Egypt is equal to the size of Iran. Don't export or produce a whole lot. Iran make its own cars and all kind of stuff. Yeah, Iran, Samdad, Samad, whatever it is. They've been doing that for a long time. If Peugeot moves out of Iran because of the West, here's what they do. They said, okay. They go around to everybody and tell them, look at who they threaten. North Korea, Japan, North Korea, Japan, India, China, right? Who else? They already got a thing on Russia. They got a sanction on Russia, right? Iran goes to those people and say, for ethics, for ethical purpose, for long-range freedom, you should keep buying our oil. Whether they do or not, that's up to them. But they say if you don't buy our oil, if they can crash our economy and finish us off, then you're going to be next. Don't matter how big you are. Look at upcoming economies. Remember the tiny tigers in '98? They brought them down. Malaysia, Indonesia, all of them, they brought them down. Remember Japan right after that? They brought it down. Right? So the U.S. uses its economy. The UN is just a paper tiger. It's just a clown. Right? They don't stand up for nobody but the rights. They say the U.S. has the right to do this and that to Venezuela. Cut off its power, hassle the people to death, and lie. Because Venezuela is doing a whole lot better than you would never think Venezuela was doing as good as it's doing in the media. All they do is tell you lies. They gotta be doing better. They've survived outages, they've survived, it's 3 or 4 Bolton, Pompeo coups right in a row, all of them failed. Just lying. Psychological warfare, they haven't worked. They cut off the power at the embassy right here. Yeah, we're gonna recognize so-and-so. This is who we, now, the one that goes out first got to be ready. That's Iran. Iran is in the forefront of world transition. That's what we're saying. That's why they have to act like it, not like the economy. They have to unify the people, all the people together. If they have to, the politicians, the statesmen, should all take a 60% cut in their salaries, temporary. So all the people of Iran know whatever we're going through, we're going to do it together. You're going to suffer, we're going to suffer right along with you. You see what I mean? When people know, if people see the fat cats getting paid and the people's, they can't do it. But if everybody's in it together, they say we're all in this together. And they can survive and thrive. And I want you to understand that someone has to break the back of the economic stranglehold that the U.S. has on other people. If these things go like we hope they do, that means we'll be off the dollar standard, because the dollar standard is they used to be on the British pound when it controlled the world, and then it come to, we got to, this is part of the global transition. Someone has to do it. Who is it? It's Iran. Iran cannot starve to death because it has too much land, it has too many people, and they have a few droughts here and there, but control, build more dams, plant more crops, make sure everybody has plenty of food, and make sure it's reasonable. Internally, you stay on your own currency. Not, if you attach to their currency, they can drop your currency anytime they want. That's one of the oldest tricks in the world. So now, internally, you keep prices stable. Food subsidies. They got parts of Iran that could grow several crops a year, at least two. There are desert areas where there's plenty of water, like Arizona and Central California. Those are deserts, man, but they got water, right? So it's just as green as it can be. And they can produce multiple crops. The food is taken care of. The leaders take a 60% to 40% cut in salary. The rich, now we gotta have some buybacks. So the people that have stolen money, you have Sanduk, that's a box, donation box. No question asked. This is for Iran. This is for the Islamic Republic. On this, you focus on Islam, but go below the surface and it's a little nationalism there. We're Iranians, we're Persians. We've been through this before. We got a 3,500 year history. We got 2,500 years of just straight run. We've been through this before. We've ruled the world for 500 years, then we have 100 or 200 bad years, and we come back again. Remember, over and over, Gulibata rule? The Persians is running things, right? But after a while, the Christians are going to come back, right? So even at that time, the Persians was running the show. They have a whole history, ebb and flow. You see what I mean? They're used to it. So look at everything as a blessing. Everything that's happened to Iran is a blessing, not a curse. They thinking it's a curse because that's the way they're thinking about it. Remember, how you think about something is what it is. It's how you think about it. Man, they blessing us with a sanction. good. Because you're going to control all the aspects of that sanction. It's going to make you independent. Now remember, one loaf of bread that you eat on your own is worth more than 20 loaves of bread that you eat under a colonial power, under control. Independence, liberty, freedom, that stuff they talk here, that stuff is valuable. Can you do it? Yeah, we're doing it right here. We've been doing it. When we go back to California, we'll go back and do what we got to do there. They don't have nothing to do with it. They can do things to us, but they can't make us do nothing. And we're going to remember responsibility, the ability to respond. Let me get back to it. So, trap the U.S. This is drawing them in deep. All the stuff we've talked about. Drawing them in deep. Drawing the United States in deep. The United States is prone. And it's not Trump or this guy, the other guy. They are prone to mistakes now. They're running around the world trying to snatch everything from everybody at the same time. They're vulnerable. The Mexicans, we don't like that treaty. The Canadians, we don't like that treaty. The Europeans, we don't like what you're talking about in NATO, remember? And then what's that country right next to Russia? Well, a comedian just won. Ukraine. A comedian that played a president in the media is the president. He won the election hands down. Right? I'm telling you, the U.S. is vulnerable. The U.S. got the whole world paranoid. It's threatened China, it's threatened Korea, it's threatened Russia, it threatens everybody. India, you know, those are the biggest countries in the world. They're the biggest countries in the world. At least they're going to be mad if they go along with it. They're waiting for their opportunity to say, I'm thinking. And then remember, if they all back up, if 2 or 3 of them back up, what's the United States going to do? So, Iran has a chance to show up boss man, but he can't get in his way. You want to ride around the Gulf? You can have it. Avoid all confrontation with the U.S. Change your whole speech pattern. Right? Okay, the training, national unity. Well, okay. Non-provocative, paper tiger, no war talk. Just like the Negro, our job here in America was to show people what you can do. You know. Now you got to look at it like it is. The United States government has attacked us with everything it has. Here, Oakland, and we had 10 centers around the country, but we didn't invest nothing. You notice we didn't put no money in those centers. Those other 8 places, San Diego, Sacramento, well, Sacramento we put a little in, but we didn't put no big money in none of them. We put our wealth and stability in D.C. and in Oakland. Why we didn't invest nothing heavily, except talk, because we knew all the people were talking. People in Oakland, Abdul-Malik, the people in Irvine, the university people, MSA West, all of them was talking. We already knew what it was. We already knew what it was. So we are not falling for it. And guess what? They did exactly what we, encirclement and suppression, encircle us, suppression, then pull away. That was the 4th or 5th time they done that to us. Did that stuff work on the Dar al-Islam movement? Yes. Did it work on the Islamic Party? Yes. It worked. They're all gone. What about us? We're still here. Now you got to understand who we are and what we stand for. Forget about whether the place is full and all of that. We already own 8 pieces of property in D.C. All this little stuff don't seem like much, but all this across the street, right? Up on 8th Street, we own that. Free and clear, right? Why did we buy it cash money? Because we didn't want we're in a war. We can't have any bills other than what they're going to extract. They've been sanctioning us for the last several years. We don't have no income. We don't have no income from everybody that might have been helping a little. They cut them back. I'm talking about everybody that was donating a lot. All of our income comes from internal stuff now that we do. We're still feeding people, and we starving at that. We could be starving, but we feeding everybody. How does that work? Hey man, don't nobody else do it. You can't get no free meal and eat. What do they charge? They charge 15 or 20 when they have a food truck or something and eat. I ain't nothing in the Quran, nothing in the Sunnah, nothing in historical aspects that say you have these incidences you bring the food and you feed the people. That's what it says, right? Or make sure the people get fed. That's why you pay your sadaqah before, right? We don't do that. We say, hey, you come here and you eat free. All of you come eat free. Everybody come here, you eat free. You want to donate, that's fine.